I've just seen a sign for it. And this looks like a better space actually, although there's a tree, it's not going to touch us. So we're going to stop here. A lot better. Cute dog alert where we're parked up. See this little fella looking at us? His little face.
The Ascent of Brown Clee begins.
So this is the start of the walk up the hill. Graham and I both, thanks darling, both of us today admit we're not really feeling it. So,
Yeah.
Wow, these are tall ferns, aren't they? Yeah. They're taller than us. Sorry for the heavy breathing, fellas. It's quite steep. I think the girls have had enough already. We're probably about, what, an eighth to maybe a quarter of the way up. And usually when we see a bench, they gravitate towards it because they think it's going to be snack time and rest time. But not just yet, girls, not just yet. View's getting better and better. The higher up we're going. I suppose that's quite logical, really. You can always trust me to state the obvious. Someone owns this forest, but they have said you've got like a right of way, as long as you don't do any damage, obviously. Oh, that's a nice little path up there.
Yeah, I'm just looking to see. Yes, I think. Yeah, look, if you
Hold
look
on.
on Google Maps.
So we have a choice of two paths. The wide, easy one, and the road less travelled.
We're taking the wild one.
The wild one, the road less travelled. So we've reached the old train track after a beautiful climb through the forest, which was absolutely beautiful. We're glad we chose that route, even though it was very steep and we're a bit out of breath. And this it's really hard to believe this was a train track. It's so steep, you can't really see it here, how steep it is. I don't know if looking ahead.
You could take a picture of those trees when you get up there.
Yeah, and you'll get a feel for it, but it's really, really steep.
I found out that the Clee Hill Granite Company Limited ran not trains as such, but carriages to take the granite down to Ditton Priors. They were winched up and down by cable. Powerful winches were used. When you learn how they did it, it all seems to make a bit of sense.
So, this looks like an idyllic place to stop for lunch if you're a sheep. We were quite excited when we saw them wagging their tails. We thought, oh, they're pleased to see us. But no, it's to keep the flies off, I think. But what a place for lunch. Just look at this.
Menu's not very good though.
These guys know where to shelter when it's a bit sunny and a bit breezy. As well. Wow. What a lovely place to have a house. So there's a lake at the top, pretty much at the top, which is ideal for the sheep. Plenty of water. Not sure if it used to be an old quarry.
Yeah, I think it did.
is the high point, Brown Clee, 540 metres. It's the highest point in Shropshire. Certainly beautiful.
We decided we're going to walk the circular route back, which is a bit further, but meanwhile here's a few pictures from the drone. The drone had somehow corrupted the SD card. I thought I'd lost all of the footage from up the top of the hill. It's thanks to my brother Mick who retrieved the data for me. Thanks Mick for weaving your magic. These two guys were interesting. We met them at the end of the walk. They did a slightly longer walk than us. I think we did about 6 miles. They did about 8 or 9. It turns out they're father and son, and they go on a long walk every week. And the old fella is 96, and the younger one is about 76. Amazing. Could be the secret to a long life. Do a lot of walking.
So we made it to the trig point. We didn't think we would actually, but the weather was just so perfect for walking. So there's a poem at the top. When Loch Edge was umbered, and bright was Abdon Burf, and warm between them slumbered the smooth green miles of turf. And it's by A.E. Houseman.
Well, we've decided to go back the what's called the circular route, which is a bit further, but we thought, why not give it a go? It's nice weather conditions for it. It's not too hot, it's not cold, so it couldn't get better really.
Yeah, it's amazing. The views are so gorgeous. We just thought we really ought to try and do what we can.
So we just hope we don't get lost.
Well, there is a possibility, yeah, because we worked out the route, the first part of it, because we thought we were going to go back the same way, didn't we?
Yeah. Not exactly sure where we are, but I don't think we're too far lost. I think we've got another couple of miles back to Merlin though. This is a beautiful old path. Shame we can't let the dogs off, there's too many sheep around. And lots of signs saying dogs on leads.
And this is a beautiful wooded glade. I bet in the winter there's water that runs down there. It's dry at the moment because we've had fairly dry weather. What's really nice about this walk is that you have a wide variety of terrain. It's not all out in the open. There's lots of wooded bits and bits of shade. So even on a hot day, I'm sure it would still be lovely. But we're hoping we're on our way back to Merlin. But as you already know by now, this wasn't our planned walk. We decided to do a circuit instead of going back the way we'd come. It's quite a lot longer. But we have found a really nice seat to sit down, and Graham's just checking to see if we can find out a bit more about our walk. It's just beautiful here. So I don't know if you can see here, but the sky is beginning to look really stormy. There's some quite interesting clouds. And we're hoping it's quite slow moving because we've still got quite a way to get back to Merlin. We don't really want to be stuck in the forest in a storm. Hopefully we'll get back in time.
We stopped for a little breather. We've done a long walk. In the end we did the circular walk up to Brown Clee. It's lovely up there, you'll see the footage of that, or you might have already seen it.
And we know that we'll soon be back to Merlin. This was the first bench we saw. We sort of joined up with the beginning of the walk. The last bit is the same essentially.
Dogs are knackered.
Yes. We bought 2 bottles of water with us, not very big bottles, and they've had most of it. I think I'd certainly recommend this place to anyone.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
Such a lovely walk. And as far as we know, we couldn't see any thing to the contrary to say that you can't actually park overnight. We didn't see anything that said no overnight parking.
No.
But yeah, I'd be tempted to WILDCAMP here, wouldn't you, in the forest. Yeah, it's beautiful. Yeah, we've all enjoyed it.
Right, I suppose we better
do the last little bit.
do the last little bit.
It's not much.
What do you think, Luna? Oh yes. I had a lovely walk.
We're not expecting any trouble out of these dogs for the next couple of days because they've said it's going to be quite wet, so we're not sure what we're going to do for the next couple of days, whether we'll just stay local or go anywhere.
Right, onwards
and downwards. So, we are finally on the home straight to Merlin. We found the road, we didn't get lost, there hasn't been a storm, but I mean it is sort of clouding over a bit more, but it hasn't got
Merlin's
any
not
worse.
been stolen.
No, he's all on his own now in the car park. Well, it's not really a car park, it's a picnic spot really, isn't it?
Yeah.
Let's say Merlin's there, and then there's spaces here, and another space just up there.
Well, it's Wednesday evening, and we're now back from the long walk we did up the hill. I think we've broken the girls. That's how they travel. And normally when we get back to wherever we're going, we take the harnesses off and they jump down and want to run around. They haven't moved. They've not moved. Have you? I think we've broken them. I'll tell you how bad they are. Look, we've got their food and they haven't even bothered to touch it. Ellie's doing yoga. I don't know if you can see her out there in the awning. She's doing online yoga with our daughter Kat. So we're not going to be doing much else tonight, just have a bit of a rest really, because Ellie and I are both a bit knackered. It's really nice though, really lovely walk, just a bit too long. So we're going to wrap the vlog up here and leave you with this night picture of Merlin. Thanks for watching.